Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new video for a new PTB on Dead by Daylight. Before we start on this, I want to mention two things. First of all, we go through the patch notes and then the gameplay, and you will find links for you find timestamps in the description and also in the player bar. Second, I have very mixed feelings and I'm very biased towards this PTB because a lot of the things that are in this PTB are not what I expected from this PTB. So overall, most of the stuff is good or even great. I still have a little bias towards it, so please take my opinions with a grain of salt this time because I'm not 100% into what they are doing here. So let's start. We get a new killer, Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, and he gets a lot of weird new things, so let's get started. New killer the Ghoul, special ability Kagune Leap. Use the power button to charge and launch the Kagune tentacles that attach to any vertical surfaces within range and quickly pull the Ghoul forward. So it basically is like a rush or a jump like Demo or Blight or maybe Billy. We will test it in a bit on the PTB, I didn't play it yet. And after completing a leap, you can perform a second consecutive leap or put the leap into cooldown by using the active ability button. It sounds like more like stacks, a bit like Wesker, not sure, we will see in game. Also performing grab attack also triggers enraged mode. That's the second mode. Sorry, I skipped the sentence there. If the Ghoul's second consecutive leap targets a survivor, they will perform a grab attack. Grab attacks damage survivors, while if they're healthy, inflict deep wounds and leave a Kagune mark. And then you get enraged. And while enraged, the Ghoul can perform up to 3 consecutive leaps, so 1 leap more. And they can leap over walls more quickly if they launch their Kagune at a survivor. Wesker dash, not sure. Just from what I read, I'm not sure, we will see it in the game how it actually looks. Enraged mode remains active while there are survivors afflicted with Kagune mark. Marked survivors will lose the mark if they are fully mended or if they are downed. The Ghoul cannot grab attack marked survivors. Okay, so you can't build an endless loop, which is good. Once no marked survivors remain, the countdown begins. When the countdown depletes, enrage mode ends. So you have a little bit of mercy time basically. A perfectly timed grab attack will add extra time to the countdown. The countdown is paused while carrying survivors. Okay, so you are not punished for playing fair and picking up survivors and carrying stuff around. That's fair, that's good, that's nice. The killer perks. Hex, nothing but misery. After you damage survivors 8 times with basic attacks, a double totem becomes a hex totem, causing all survivors. When you damage a survivor with a basic attack, they gain 5% hindered for 15 seconds. I'm not sure if this hex totem is good. It sounds a little bit gimmicky. Overall, I have to look how this plays. 5% hindered is not much. I guess it's around the same amount Skull Merchant does currently, and we all know how much like Skull Merchant is. It's also a little less than a Clown hindered, I guess. But yeah, forever entwined. When a survivor takes damage, gain 1 token up to 8. For each token you pick up, drop and hook survivors 4% faster. So it's an easier fire up, but not the same effect exactly because it's only for picking up, dropping and hooking. Still, this is a really good perk against flashlight teams as well, because if you damage enough survivors, you are basically super fast, and 8 times 4 is 32% faster. That's good. Flashlight saves are technically impossible at this grade, I guess, at this speed. None are free. When you hook a survivor for the first time, gain 1 token, up to 4, so basically like no way out. When all generators are completed for each token, all windows and upright pallets are blocked for everyone for 16 seconds. Blocked for everyone means also for the killer. Blocked for everyone means it's literally impossible to interact with them. And I see some potential on some killers, and especially in a good synergy with No Way Out, because you are trapped from No Way Out additional 60 seconds, and 4 times 16 is also not too far off from that. 40 and 24 is 64, so it's even longer than No Way Out. I see some good synergies there. For endgame builds, this actually might be really good. Other than that, it's more like gimmicky, I guess. And it also will crush certain maps for sure. Imagine how many dead ends you can get on Badham and whatnot. So yeah, this will be interesting. Features, scratch mark improvements. Made improvements to the scratch mark spawn logic, so they should spawn on the ground more consistently. Yeah, we tried that several times in the past, let's see. Looking forward to test it, let's see. Surrender options. Under specific scenarios, it will be possible to surrender during a trial, retain some progress including blood points, match XP, challenge progress, emblem scores. This is huge, I love this. The requirements are limited to certain conditions when for the killer to surrender when all remaining survivors and bots, and this can happen quite easily. I can show you a clip. And when no generators has been completed within within the last 10 minutes. So if somebody's hiding for forever, you can just surrender. Cool, like it, definitely. Survivor, when all other remaining survivors are bots. So if you are the last survivor in the lobby because 3 people decided to disconnect, you can just surrender. When all survivors are in the dying state, that's also fair, I guess. Slugging is basically useless now because the killer doesn't punish them anymore. They can still leave, they can still take the blood points, they can still get out on a not sacrificed way, which is hurting the killer in a way. I like that, that's good. Map. Forsaken Boneyard. The area of Chrome main building was modified. Windows have changed positions and drops from the exterior have been added to the balcony. I'm looking forward to test this because Area of Crows Forsaken Boneyard is one of my most troubled maps at the moment, together with Azeroth Resting Place. The content of the tiles has been revisited to reduce the amount of small collisions that were reducing the quality of the navigations. I don't know if this means survivors can run away better or if that means killers can actually catch up better. We will also have to see that in the long run. It's nothing you can clearly say in the first minute, or at least I can't. New tiles have been created, double pallet tiles, okay. I like how they add double pallet tiles now. They look strong, but if the killer knows how to play around them, they can actually turn super weak, but if the survivors are better used to it, they're actually strong again. I like how this is a balance between your skill and the quote-unquote enemy skill. An extension of the theme has been added. Dead Sands is a new map added to the roster under the Forsaken Boneyard theme. It expands the lore and at the same time nerfs the realm offering. Very good. The branches with large collisions that would appear between tiles have been removed. Yeah, that's actually really good. So you remember these black little branches were always was like, fuck this, it kills ranged killers on this map. They are gone now apparently. At least between tiles, which would be a huge win already. Base game. Execute notifications are visible for 12 seconds when they are powered, or 7 seconds. So I assume that is for survivors only. Because killers always could have seen the executes when they were powered. But that's good, it's fair, I like that. Survivor blood point balancing. Increased safe hog rescue to 1250? So 1250, that was 500, that's more than 1.5 on top of that, nice. Healing, increased heal no medkit to 750 or 500. Yeah, maybe flip them, I don't know. Maybe not. Hogs are limited, increased heal is not. Increased heal medkit from 750 to 1000, okay. Increased heal self from 300 was self heal to 750. Okay, that's yeah, okay. Increased dial totem cleanse from 1000 to 1500, okay. So over the line they make all the things worth more blood points. That doesn't count to the experience, I guess. So the experience and blood points are two different things. Increased chase score events to 50 seconds was 40. Okay, the following score events have been moved to different category. Dropping pellets now is survival was boldness. Stunning the killer with survival was boldness. Yeah, there were many things towards boldness. Cleansing a dull totem now it's a survival was boldness. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I can see dropping a pellet or stunning the killer to be added to boldness, but being them on survival is also fine, I guess. And cleansing a hex totem and the dull totem, that never stuck to me as boldness because usually the killer doesn't know that you're there. So yeah, moving them to survival at least makes sense. Deep wound, that's something that I really like to see, because I honestly had some issues on deep wounds. So the mending time for your own deep wounds was reduced from 12 to 10, and if somebody else mends you, that was reduced from 8 to 6, so overall 2 seconds less. That is good. That's a really good thing. I really appreciate that one. Deep wounds are a game mechanic that maybe worked well in the past, but nowadays I'm not sure if that's still a good thing. My opinion on deep wound is mixed. I like killers like Deathslinger, where deep wound is basically on every hit, which takes them more time to actually heal, which is fair because Slinger also takes more time to reel you in and actually damage you. On that end it's fine. On the other hand, we have Legion, which we come to in a second, where it's actually not really necessary in my opinion. But you have to set the rules, so you can't hit just the same survivor 4 times. And these deep wound changes are okay. Actually good. Legion. Decreased fatigue duration to 2.5 seconds was 3. That doesn't change much, let's be honest. Increased movement speed during fatigue to 2.3 was 2.07. Yeah, a little bit faster, not too much, it's okay. Keep in mind, so I was still running at 4. Increased duration of Feral Frenzy to 11 seconds was 10. Yeah, it's a small buff, okay. 1 second more, sometimes it's like really close. Decreased Feral Frenzy cooldown from 20 to 15 seconds. Increased bonus movement speed gained per hit during Feral Frenzy to 0.24 was 0.2 meters per second. They also adjusted the add-ons accordingly, so the Mural Sketch now grants less movement speed. Instead of 0.1, that's down to 0.08, and the Mischief List add-on now increases Feral Frenzy duration by 1 second. That was 2, because it's basically 2 add-ons in the base kit and a little bit of buff. So I like that, especially considering that Deep Wound was nerfed. Deep Wound, sorry. I'm not a huge Legion fan myself. I hate to play against them as well as Ghostface, because at some point in my Survivor career I only played against these 2 killers for evenings at some times. For the killer perspective it's good, for the Survivor perspective I have no idea. I probably would say overall this is good though, considering the deep wound changes, so yeah. Xenomorph. Tail attack cooldown, charge time was increased. Tail attack charge volume was increased. For survivors, sorry. The sound for survivors was increased basically, which is good. Decreased missed tail attack cooldown to 2.5, that was 3. If you remember, in the beginning the cooldown was 2 seconds and then they nerfed it to 3 seconds because it felt too strong, because you immediately could hit again. Now 2.5 is the middle path of it. It should be fine. Increased Kill Instinct range when exiting at 100 to 16 was 12 meters. Decreased time that it takes to exit the tunnel to 1.5 was 2.25 seconds, so that's a huge buff, in my opinion. Increased the amount of fire required to burn a Xenomorph out of a crawler to 175 was 100. That's actually something I think it's not good, because the 100 was kind of fair in my opinion. Yeah, if you miss one tail attack, you lose your power, but as long as you hit, you're good. Increase the delay before heat begins to dissipate by 15 seconds was 1 second. Okay, that makes it fair again. So I don't know if you know, but if you get hit as a Xenomorph by the flamethrower, you build up that heat. And basically the moment you destroy it, or the moment you leave the range, it goes down again. So with this change, they actually need you to chug around, because if there are two flamethrowers, you need to get rid of both. You can't place them too close to each other, so it's fine again, I guess. But yeah, this video is already too long again. Decrease the rate which heat dissipates to 2 per second was 25 per second. So it's slower, it's longer, and you can also tank more. So it's basically a rebalancing. And considering they made the tail attack a bit stronger, therefore I guess it's fine. I'm not a Xenomorph main, maybe Xenomorph mains might correct me in the comments, but I think that's fine. I'm not sure about it though. Some add-ons were changed according to that, so yeah. Good guy, decreased Heidi Ho cooldown to 12 seconds was 14. Remember that was 10 in the past at some point, or even 8. Decreased the time it takes to reach max speed at the start of Slice and Dice and after scampering a window or pallet. A little buff again, because they nerfed him basically to the ground the last time. Now we're again on the middle path here, so maybe it's better. I don't like Chucky. If you don't know why, watch the Survivor Adept streak, especially episodes 7 and 8, I guess. Yeah. Terror radius. Increased the Hillbillies and Blight's terror radius to 40 meters and decreased the Pig, Ghostface and Skull Merchant's terror radius to 24 meters. All of them were 32 before. That is good. We had too many 32 meter terror radius killer, and we only had one 40 meter terror radius killer before. That was Wesker. And Billy and Blight with their rushes, I guess it's justified they have 40 meters. Blight maybe a little bit less than Billy, but yeah. Pig, Ghostface, Skull Merchant are stealth killers. Why they didn't have 24 in the past, I don't know. Even Trickster had 24 in the past, and that has a lullaby. He has now 32 because of that rework. Killer perks. Alien Instinct. Aura Reveal was increased to 8 seconds and Oblivious Duration increased to 60 seconds. That's a huge buff for Alien Instinct. And as the guests tell, nobody will play it. Alien Instinct is such a weak perk compared to others that do the same or similar things. Nobody will play it. Deathbound decreased range to 4 meters, that was 8, yeah. Deathbound is a nice gimmicky perk, it works in certain builds. That makes it better. I like it. Yeah. Hysteria increased Oblivious Duration to 40 seconds and decreased cooldown to 20 seconds, so I actually enjoy this. And talking about Alien Instinct earlier, Hysteria is already better than Alien Instinct in my opinion. Now it's even better and stronger, and the cooldown is less. I don't know. Knockout got a rework, and I love this one. When a survivor drops a pallet, they move 6 meters away within 6 seconds. They gain 5% hindered for 5 seconds. I think this is a placeholder for a future effect of Knockout, because this has nothing to do with the actual name of the perk anymore. But holy shit, I love that old Knockout is gone. And my killer main, keep that in mind. Knockout and Know It are two of the most troublesome perks we have on killer side. There are plenty on survivor side as well, don't get me wrong. But Knockout and Know It are two of the most troublesome perks we have on killer side. There are some more, I know that. Pain Rush, No Way Out, even though I love these. But Knockout, to not be able to enable slugging anymore like this is really, really good. I love it 100%. This is a really good change, and I hope Whatever they do with this perk in the future, either keep this effect or give it a new one, so it's actually considering knockout like M1 again. Or maybe if you knock somebody down after dropping a pellet and he moves away in the time, you know, if you just add that hindered could last longer if you are injured or whatnot, I don't know. Something like this, but I love it. Nemesis increased auto reveal duration to 8 seconds is 4, yeah, clear buff. Nemesis already is a niche perk. Still love the change, still love the buff. And then we have some survivor perks. Holy shit, this video will be way too long. Quick and quiet, decreased cooldown to 15 seconds was 20. Yeah, it's good. Deception, decreased cooldown to 15 seconds was 20. Increased time during which you leave no scratch marks to 5 seconds was 3. Really good. Deception was a really underrated perk, and maybe this helps it a little bit to get up there. Dance with me. Increased hidden scratch mark duration to 5 seconds, absolutely necessary. Decreased cooldown to 15 seconds was 20, absolutely necessary. Love that one. Red herring, one of my favorite perks as survivor, even though I don't play it much. Decreased repair requirements to 1 second, yes, good. Decreased cooldown duration to 15 seconds was 20, yep, absolutely love it. Loadouts, equipped elements now show units left. Equipped elements now show the units left counter. So basically, if you are in the lobby and you have your items equipped, you can see on the top bar how many you have. You don't need to click on the item to see in your inventory how many are left. This is a huge quality of life update. Love it. Still not a bug fix, but we come to that in a second. We have some bot improvements that are not so relevant for me. We had a shitload of bug fixes. So how to summarize this? So we have a lot of audio issues fixed, which is really good. Especially the flashbang bug should be fixed now. Some more bot fixes. We have some character fixes. Fixed initially that caused survivors to clip into killers during pickup animation. So what I think that means is that people who run into the killer to drop a flashbang can't do this anymore. Might be just me, but I understand it this way. I won't be able to test it on PTB, I guess, because I will only play alone. Fixed an issue that caused survivors to momentarily freeze while they stopped inputting movement. That sounds weird. Never happened to me, I guess. So there are so many animation and level of detail fixes in this one. Fixed an issue that prevented the knight from drawing a petrol path on the hook. So there are so many small fixes to killers, and I'm really happy about this one, because this is exactly what I criticized in my This Is Not Operational Health video. I'm happy to see this, because this is exactly what I wanted to happen. Let's scroll a bit further and you see where my problem starts. There are so many now map related things. And I don't know why this is environment and not nurse related, so killer related, because this is only affecting nurse. But so many of these, so here at some point, yeah, these are collision things. There are some collision things now, maybe that's why that's all in here. And at some point here, I guess here starts, there are so many texture and level of detail bug fixes. If you don't know what level of detail is, level of detail basically is if you render all objects at full details at all time, you use a lot of CPU power and GPU power, and you don't want to have that. So if you're further away, there is a second version of that same model with less details, so it's easier to show multiple things at the same time. And 50% of all the bug fixes in this patch are level of detail things. And then there are also some bug fixes and some other bug fixes like bots and UI and some other stuff that's more like quality of life. But I'm like really confused about how are quality of life and game-breaking bug fixes less or lesser important than actual hitbox issues. Or I mean, it's good that they could fix this stuff and they aimed for other actual relevant bug fixes over here, and also the audio issue on the flashbang. There are so many good things in this one, but then there's this whole bunch of things that I would have considered minor issues. Personally, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned the hitbox bug that is affecting at least 3 killers on a completely game-breaking way. There are so many more bugs in the game, like that the knight can still be stunned on his patrol path, even though he should be somewhere completely else. Anyway, but yeah, this is where my frustration comes from mostly. That, and don't get me wrong, this is not behavior's fault. This patch is good. That all this stuff is fixed is good. It's just like I would have wished for different things, and I'll talk about that in a second again. Several perk fixes fixed an issue that caused the killer to be blinded while looking away from flashbangs. Yeah, that happened to me several times. I hope this is actually fixed now. Fixed an issue that caused Eyes of Belmont not to extend auto reading. All that small things, that's really good. Fixed an issue that showed an incorrect message when Steam is down. That happened a lot. Fixed an issue that caused a crash randomly because of RTM on PlayStation. Okay, that doesn't affect me. UI. Fixed an issue where the epilepsy warning warps. Yeah, I guess that's the box that was shown inside the box. It was super weird. Fixed a potential crash issue in the lobby. Okay, whatever that was. Fixed an issue where arrow buttons in the tome collection wasn't working. Yeah. So this is all quality of life fixes. And some misc things like Shattered Hope was not showing up when you're looking for general. I pointed it out like 2 years ago when it was released. Right. Fixed an issue that caused the kill interaction from a finisher Mori to be unlocalized. Yeah, I play it in English, doesn't affect me. Please play this game in English. German is terrible, and probably most other languages as well. I only know from the German translation that the German translation is absolutely bullshit. I'm sorry for the translators, but sometimes I could... Anyway. Fixed an issue that caused Adept Knight's achievement trophy to unlock when the killer disconnected after completing the unlock requirements. Okay. Why though? I mean, yeah, you should, but yeah. Fixed an issue that caused Death of Agony achievement trophy to not process when using the Artist Silver Bell add-on. That was actually weird. I didn't know why it didn't trigger, but it happened several times, so yeah. Not to me, but several people. Fixed an issue that caused a debug blue square to be visible when breaking a wall as a killer. Known issues, blast mines might not always blind the killer. Yeah, in my opinion, they blind them way too often. But yeah, that's it. Holy shit, almost 30 minutes, but it's really long patch notes. So, as mentioned, overall, I think most of the stuff is really good. What I would have wished for would be a better focus on hitboxes, especially on M1s and also on special abilities like knives, hatchets, guns. There are a few in the game, I heard. Also, please give Legion a shotgun. What? Just kidding. No, but jokes aside, this is a really good patch. If all of this that is said to be fixed is fixed, that's a huge step forward. It's a good base. I still would have wished for the Trickster reroll or rollback or rework to happen. I really would have wished for more hitbox fixes. Like, we had so many weird happenings in the last few weeks that I really doubt that the hitbox system is working at all. But other than that, this looks really good. So now without further ado, we go into a game with the new killer against bots. So see you in a bit. And yes, this video is way too long, I know, sorry. So ladies and gentlemen, we are in the game now. And we are looking at the ghoul and its powers. We know the abilities already. We didn't check the add-ons yet, so let's see. Perfectly timed grab attacks grant 100% block point bonus. Yeah, that's the meme add-on. Okay, let's be fair. Kaneki's wallet. Increase the window to perform consecutive Kanoga leaps by 1 second. Kagune, sorry. Pronunciation is dead for me right now. Fresh coffee. Increases Kagune leap speed by 40%. That sounds good. Anteku apron. Increases slide after Kagune leap by 100%. Sounds also really good. I don't know how much it is, but we will see in a second. Increased enrage mode countdown by 10 seconds. That sounds strong. Increases the speed of the third consecutive Kagune leap by 20%. So that's only for enraged. So I was affected by the mark or afflicted with oblivious status. Decreased leap cooldown by 20% when not enraged. Increase reach by 2 meters. That sounds good. That all sounds good. Upon entering enraged mode, reveal auras of any healthy survivors repairing generators for 8 seconds. Holy shit. That's Gearhead, but better. As an add-on. Mother's off. Upon revealing given mark, survivors suffer from exhausted for 15 seconds. That's strong, Jesus. That's green? That should be purple. Decrease recovery time after completing the leap by 10%. If a generator is completed while the ghoul is in enrage mode, gain undetectable for 20 seconds. Jesus. While aiming mid-leap, reveal the auras of pellets and windows within 32 meters, so Ascension tactics. When an enrage mode ends, the ghoul gains 5% haste for 6 seconds. Vaulting in enraged mode blocks that vault location for 10 seconds, okay. While a survivor in enraged mode, space attacks inflict survivor... Okay. While enraged, base attack inflicts survivors with hemorrhage status for 60 seconds. That sounds a lot weaker than this one. Because you need to be enraged, but let's see. Performing a Kagune leap or vault reveals out of all Kagune marked survivors within 24 meters for 3 seconds. It also sounds weaker than that, okay. Yamori mask upon hooking a survivor while the enraged mode all have the survivor scream. That's really strong, holy shit. Iridescent eye patch. Why does one always have to be iridescent named? Performing a pellet vault on your third consecutive Kagune leap while in enraged mode destroys the pellet. I'm not sure that should be eerie. Dead sense. Okay, so this is... Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so it's definitely... Holy shit. Okay. What? Ah, okay, so I can pull myself to survivors. I see, I see, I see, I see. So... So you also have visibility on if the thing is charged by watching the tentacles. Oh, that's cool. Do you also hide how bots can completely outplay you simply because not every time, everywhere where you are exactly? Okay, so that pauses my enraged state if I carry them now. Okay, all fair. And again, we don't go for kills here, it's just like for a show, basically. Oh, I grabbed them, damn it. Okay, so this is counting as a grab, okay. Oh well. Okay, so this is a really, really sloppy vault. Oh, this is one of the new tube pelletiles, huh? Did you just teabag me, Mr. Cage? I don't like that at all. I have to admit. Okay, I guess you can actually do a really good hit and run play on him. Jesus. Oh, I waited not long enough. Yo. Okay, so if objects are in my way. Okay, so that means on indoor maps and stuff like this, he actually will be traveled. Okay, yeah, he will have a lot of problem in the maps. You need to learn a lot to play around that hitbox. Jesus. Come on. Why is my movement speed so slow? I did not get something about the movement speed, I guess. Am I only 4.4 or...? But picking up a super fast one, Jesus. But yeah, that's actually cool. I might want to play that later on stream tonight, so probably yesterday if you see that on YouTube. Oh god, imagine an add-on that wouldn't allow people to leave with that mark. Jesus. Yeah, I still need to learn to use the power of come on. So, yeah. This actually looks interesting, not gonna lie. Two things I noticed. First of all, here. Nothing but misery, I didn't even notice it. It was working, I saw it, but I didn't even notice it. Forever Entwined, yeah, it worked, I guess. None free, yeah. I obviously saw it, but yeah. Overall I guess this is okay. I would have loved to see other fixes more, as I mentioned. And don't get me wrong, I love Tokyo Ghoul, especially the first and maybe also the second season. But that's also a little struggle for me, because Tokyo Ghoul is about this dark, psychologically and physiologically deep problem about ghouls and humans and how they shouldn't or couldn't coexist, at least to a certain degree, and how some still try to be human or human-like and treat humans with respect, and not as simple playthings or food. And now we have Ken Kaneki, who always tried to be as human as possible until he gets tortured by his ghoul kind enemies. As a killer, while Lara Croft, who voluntarily killed thousands of people, is a survivor and not a killer. Also, we discussed this a few days ago, as you probably see this during a hunt evening with Dexter, and we also came to the conclusion that it's cool that he's in the game, but it's maybe not as much as the idea to put a story this deep into a game. But it's not the first time, it will not be the last time, so I appreciate it being in the game. But again, I have mixed feelings about this whole patch, so take all of this with a grain of salt. So yeah, thanks for watching, have a good day, and maybe see you in the fog, in the bayou, or somewhere else.